I used to dislike the ice cream shop Coldstone. I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, if a lot of people have strong opinions on Coldstone, but I do know that when I was younger, I don't know, I just didn't really like Coldstone. But we would often go to Coldstone anyways, because there's just not a lot of ice cream shops around me. There's Coldstone and there's Dairy Queen, and I think that's it. But looking back, there definitely are pros and cons to Coldstone, because I did like some aspects of it. How it works is you go in, and you get to choose an ice cream flavor, and then you get to choose a certain amount of mix-ins. They would take the ice cream, they would take the mix-ins, and they would like mix it on this counter. It sounds kind of lame, but it was really cool as I was a kid. And you'd take your cup, you'd pay for it, whatever, and you'd go down and you would eat it. And the first bites were always very nice for me. But as you keep eating it, it just kind of got like stale most of the time. And oftentimes, like, I could never finish a cup of ice cream. Even like the small cup of ice cream, I can never finish. And by the way, that's another thing. The sizes at Coldstone, they're not called small, medium, and large. They're called like it, love it, and gotta have it. And I never know whether to say I want small or I want like it. Because it feels like, I just kind of feel dumb saying I want a like it size. And I think this is a frustration that I've heard from a lot of different people. Is like, why does it have to be like this? Why can't it just be small, medium, and large? The other thing is that I kind of find amusing about Coldstone. My brother, I believe he tried to apply for Coldstone, but he realized that he did not want this job. It's because whenever you tip, like the workers sing a song. That's amazing, but also kind of horrible. I don't know. Can you imagine like giving a tip and not knowing that they sing and then having to sit through like them singing? I digress. There are a lot of things that I feel like are polarizing about Coldstone, because I think those things are kind of fun, but I also think they're kind of terrible at the same time. It's weird. It's like a weird like love-hate type situation that I have. But of course I didn't like the ice cream, so that was the overriding factor. However, I've since developed a strategy for eating at like restaurants in general. And it's that if there's an item, right, that the restaurant is trying to draw your attention to, like if you're flipping through the menu and there's a picture of something, or if there's like a item that's highlighted, I figured that probably means that a lot of people like that particular item, right? That they probably sell a lot of that type of different item, and therefore a lot of people like it. So therefore, there's a higher probability that I'm going to like it. Like, you're not necessarily going to like it, but higher probability. And I feel like that's pretty effective for a lot of restaurants, especially when you can't really decide. It really narrows down your options. At Coldstone, they have this thing called Signature Creations, and it's an ice cream. It's 3 mix-ins that have been determined, I don't know by who, but they've been determined by Coldstone to be good options. And ever since, it turns out that Coldstone is not the problem. It turns out the problem is me. I could never choose good mix-ins. But when I choose a Signature Creations, it's very good all of a sudden. It's much better than when I would choose on my own. See, when I was a kid, I was like, well, choice is better for some reason. Like, I had this kind of idea that if you could choose your own toppings, that was somehow better. No. You don't know anything, young Blake. If that's one thing I could tell myself when I was younger, it was that it's this. Don't go with your own mix-ins. Go with the Signature Creations, because the Signature Creations, they just work for me. Like, I remember having, I think the last time I went, I had Cheesecake Fantasy. Wonderful, a wonderful signature creation. But for that, I had birthday cake remix. Mwah! I loved every bite of it. It didn't get stale as you went through. And I think that was largely attributed to the mix-ins. Although I did have one incident with signature creations that I would describe as negative, right? It was around Christmas time, and we all went into Coldstone as a family. And I noticed on like the display case of the ice cream, up in the top like left corner, it had this little sticker, and it said like seasonal, like peppermint twist blast ice cream or something like that. And I'm like, well, that sounds pretty good. And I go up. She said, well, what would you like? And I said, well, I want the peppermint twist blast or whatever it's called. I don't know if that was what it was called. But anyways, she goes, what? What? She did not know what I was talking about. And I'm like, maybe I messed up. Did I mess up somewhere? That's what I thought. She's like, what? I don't know what, I don't understand. And I'm like, the thing on the display case. And she's like, oh, now I get it. So I would describe that as a negative experience because I felt like an idiot for about 20 seconds. And then my brother laughed at me. It's so not cool. So in summary, I actually quite like Coldstone now. I have a new appreciation for it. And I like all the, you know what? I like all the quirks. It's kind of fun. Okay? I'm gonna say it. Well, that's all I have to say about Coldstone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.